I'm going to actually open up the case back and show you guys what is going on back here. So, very carefully unscrew the case back and reveal it's always time. Kind of one. Hello everybody, welcome to Average Joe Watch Reviews, where we do more than just reviews. Today, I'm actually showing you guys, as of October 9th, 2021, a watch that is actually not out on the market yet. I'm actually very blessed to have the opportunity to take a first look at the SWC Ark. I call this the more affordable version of the SWC Bunker. And I'm going to dive into the differences between the two and give you guys a full review of the Ark so that you guys can make up your own minds as to whether or not you prefer that over the Bunker. So if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and also click a like, which is the most charitable way to help support the channel. So with no further ado, let's dive into the review. Oh yeah. All right, I'm excited to give you guys the first look at the Swiss watch company Ark, which is actually a variation of the Swiss watch company Bunker, but you're going to get half price on this baby right here with the quartz movement and another subtle change that we will dive into in a second. I want to thank them for the handwritten note. AJ, thank you for spending time with this piece. Can't wait to see your review. All the best, Stephen, Josh, and Jacob Romer. Family-owned business. Stephen, the father, has 30 plus years. He's actually worked for Omega. He's been in quality control. These guys know watches, and especially Swiss, so thank you for that. And I'm actually honored to be one of the first reviewers to actually review the piece, so let's just dive right in. Comes in this really awesome leather case. This is actually a travel case, and all you need to do is just unsnap the 3 snaps here and take a look at this. I mean, this is really, really a cool touch. And you could smell the leather. I wish that you guys had, or we had smell-o-vision, because just smelling that leather really gets you excited about diving into this. So, in the left side, we have the Ark. If you look at the side-by-side, the first thing I can tell you guys is that they went with a lot of the feedback that I've seen in their comments about making the logo smaller. Personally, I like the logo larger, and I think it actually gives it a better balance, but they did listen to you guys there. You're going to be paying almost half price for this. So this is going to be your entry level. If you don't care about having a Swiss automatic, you're actually going to be getting a Swiss quartz. And I'm going to put down here exactly what quartz movement you're getting. So let's dive deeper into the watch itself. They do give you an extra curved spring bar. Guys, don't think that this is broken. I'm not going to name the channel, but he's actually a good friend of mine. And he actually, on his channel, was trying to straighten out the spring bar. And when you try to do that, it won't fit into the lugs. I will admit that when I first got these watches, I thought the same thing. I'm like, well, why are we getting this curved spring bar? And very simply, it's because you need to be able to fit this strap underneath. It's that simple, guys. So, so for anyone that gets these watches, that's not a damaged spring bar. That's the way it should be. So there you go. I have to admit that these straps are the most comfortable straps I have ever worn. They are Velcro, very soft material, very durable. You can get these wet. And the fact of the matter is, the watch itself is light. It doesn't feel like you're wearing anything on your wrist at all, which is awesome. Okay, so let's take some weights of some field watches I have in my collection, but let's do the Ark first. So the Ark is weighing in at a 1.2 ounces. And let's do the Bunker. I'm assuming the Bunker is going to be a little bit heavier because of the mechanical movement. I'm going to say 1.3 or 1.4, let's say. 1.5 1.4. Boom, right on the money. Okay. And let's try the Hamilton, but it's unfair because I have them on the bracelet. But just to give you guys kind of an example of a typical watch, on a bracelet, you're looking at, look at that, 5.3 ounces. I mean, we all knew that, right? And then I'm going to do the Citizen Eco Drive on a leather strap to give you guys a little bit of a better comparison here. So we'll just lay it there on its side. And you're looking at 1.9 ounces. Last but not least, we're going to do the Timex on a NATO strap. Let's see what we get here. So we'll fold that over. 1.4 ounces. So that's actually on par with the bunker that has an automatic movement. But the Ark, because of the titanium case, I would have to assume gives it just a little bit of a lighter feel. Plus, the Timex is a little bit smaller, as you could see. So, pretty good. Pretty good. Very, very light. Okay, so let's get into some dimensions of the Ark. All right, so our case diameter is at a 39 millimeter case diameter. The thickness on this is 9 millimeters. Our lug to lug, how it fits on the wrist, is at a 45 millimeters. So that's in comparison to the bunker, which is 41 millimeters. Thickness is 10. And the lug to lug on this one is right at a 47 millimeters. So with the Ark, you're definitely getting a little bit of a smaller watch at a 39 millimeter. When you look at them side by side, you can see that there's a little bit of difference, but it's really not that big of a difference, despite the fact that you're looking at a couple millimeter difference. Now, when you look at these side by side, you could definitely see that they really lay the loom on thick here. And they do have similar hand styles. The bunker definitely looks like it's a little bit of a thicker handset, but they both have that syringe style. And of course we have the running second hands with the lollipop here with the orange tip, as opposed to the sub-seconds, which I know a lot of people do like. The dial's definitely cleaner on this watch. You're not getting the 24-hour tracker. So let's take a look at the details of the chamfered edge. It's actually very prominent. It actually widens out and it just really has a nice dimension, almost like a stealth fighter plane. It really has a really nice aggressive styling to it. And you can even see the crown is signed, and it's not a coin edge, but I call it like a gear edge. Okay, very nicely done. But I mean, look at it, just has this bead blasted look of the titanium. And it's so smooth and very nicely finished. It's flawless. I think they did an excellent job. You can see that sign crown and the drilled lugs up close. And I'm going to take a look at the bunker for a second, and it's actually not as prominent on the bunker. So that's actually a detail that I did not notice until now. I think I do like the detail on the Ark better. I mean, look at that. You can see how more prominent that is as opposed to this one. It's a lot, and even that lug is more tapered. So it does give you that, gives you that smaller diameter lug to lug as opposed to this one, which the lugs actually stick out further. And I like this design right there. Very, very nicely done. And there's the side by side. Both are twist off cases, and this one just says bunker instead, all titanium, and they both have the same water resistance there. So I'm going to do something that not a lot of reviewers do. I'm going to actually open up the case back and show you guys what is going on back here. So, very carefully, without scratching it, I'm able to unscrew the case back and reveal the quartz movement. Swiss R9, 5 joules, Ronda 6004.D movement. I know those Ronda movements are definitely good movements indeed. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Movado uses Ronda movements. And obviously I'm not comparing this to Movado, but you know, Rondas do get a good reputation. So good choice in movements there. You definitely won't have a problem with that. So I figured since I took the back off of the Ark that I wouldn't tease you and not show you what's behind the bunker, because let's be honest, I really want to give you guys a choice between the two. You know, I look at this as more of the entry level. If you don't want to pay, you know, if you want to pay a lesser price but get the same looks, and if you prefer the sub-seconds, you're going to get this one. But let's just take a look at the bunker and show you what's behind the case back here. This one is the Sellita SW200 movement. Again, a very reliable Swiss movement. And there it is. All in gold, actually. I actually have not opened this one up before, so this is my first time seeing it. As you can see, some nice brushwork on that rotor. 26 joules, Swiss made. And yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so they're going to have different colorways. This one is obviously the black dial, and this one actually came on the, looks like it's like a green, like an army green. Very nice. I'm just going to take my spring bar tool. Just going to insert it into the hole, and look how easy that is. This one's going to be a straight spring bar, and they also give you a, looks like a gray with the green on the outside. Pretty cool look there. Again, Velcro. So what we're going to do is see if we don't screw this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed this through first, so I know exactly which side I need to put this in on, just like that. What I like to do is I like to pivot, put that on the back side, and then we just take our spring bar tool and we simply press it in, and as you'll see, it pops right into place just like that, and you've got yourself a new strap. So there it is on the alternative strap, which is actually equally as cool. I like this one as well. There's not a bad angle with this watch, because as you can see even in the reflection there, that they use multiple layers of AR coating. I believe it's 16 layers of AR coating, top and bottom. And they even use I believe it's like a diamond strength on the top so that it doesn't scratch it. But you can see that blue tinge, but man, there's not a bad angle on this watch. And I'm just going to show you a comparison because I love to do this. Hamilton doesn't use AR coating, and here it is in the same light. You could see it gets washed out, whereas the SWC never gets washed out. Look at that. There's the comparison. So we're going to do a lume comparison and show you the difference between the bunker and the Ark. I have my money on the Ark because I know that the bunker has the blue super luminova, which unless it's Rolex, the blue typically is not as strong as the green. So all right, so what are my final thoughts on the Ark? Well, first and foremost, you need to be careful. The crown is kind of quirky, and I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to unscrew the crown, and instead of getting an obvious pop of the crown, you actually have to audibly listen to it. You have to listen. There. So once you get that, you got to stop, because if you continue, you'll notice it goes right into the date function. So it doesn't pop out to a neutral position. It actually pops right out to the first position, which is your date function. And then you pop it out to the second position, and that's where you set the time. A little bit quirky for me because I'm used to watches like their bunker, where when you unscrew the crown, it obviously pops out. There's an obvious pop out to a neutral position, and if you keep turning, it won't change the date. And then you got a first position and a second position. So that's what I'm used to. Now, you know, it's probably due to the fact that it's a random movement, and I'm not used to random movements. So just giving you guys a heads up that when you're unscrewing your crown, the first position is not a neutral position, but it actually goes right into the date function. But besides that, I mean, you're looking at a really quality watch. Obviously, you're getting an SW200 movement versus the random movement, but you're also going to pay almost 2 times the amount for the bunker, but I do prefer it. That's my taste. I'd like to hear your guys' comments down below. Which one you prefer? What do you think of the Ark? That's my 2 cents. You guys can keep the change, and always remember that there's always time to be kind to one another. Please take care of each other, and I'll see you guys next time on Average Joe Watch Reviews. God bless, my friends.